on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy FarRock22M, aka Infamous Owen, Infamous_Owen on IG. Now, probably wondering where I am, not in the projects, but I am where I was born and raised at, New Haven and 22nd Street, man. Yeah, it's hood, but like I said, it ain't the projects, but we definitely did our thing over here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got working class families. Of course, you got some poor motherfuckers too. Everybody poor over here. Ain't nobody rich over here. That's one. But just so you get an idea, because I've probably done a video like this before, but you get an idea where your boy was born and raised at, where he came up at. See, this is New Haven. You know what I'm saying? It's New Haven and 22nd Street. If y'all don't know, y'all better ask somebody. But anyway, this 22nd Street, this is New Haven, all the way down. A lot of people, everybody knows about New Haven, so there's no question about it. Everybody knows about New Haven. Being New Haven built entrepreneurs, you know what I'm saying? We got a couple of stores on this out here in Rockaway because of people that been on New Haven, you feel me? But, you know what I mean? Shout out to Mo, you know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, man, you know, a lot of people want to know what it was like, you know, coming up where I was coming up. I ain't gonna lie, man. I had a great childhood. I had a great time coming up over here, you know. It's kind of dead now. A lot of people ain't around. A lot of people gone. A lot of people moved on. A lot of people just, you know, living their life. You know what I'm saying? Summer times, back in the days, 90s, man, there wasn't a time when you could come on this block and there wasn't at least like 30 people out here up and down the strip, especially over here. You had people on this corner. You had people chilling in front of this building. You had some people sitting over there. You had people lined up on this corner. You had the icy man, like, you know, you had a big house over here, you know what I'm saying? So I'm about to take a little walk, but I'm going to the train station right now. Yeah, your boy still rides the train every now and then. But yeah, man. So this would be like, you know, me walking to the store or something like that. I know my phone is probably gonna die, so I might have to continue this video. But this is where I'm from, man. You know what I'm saying? This is my stomping grounds. Did a lot of stuff over here. You know, people don't know, like, even down here, we have a lot of different cultures. A lot of things are separated too, even by buildings. For example, right? My building, you had black and Spanish people, but mostly it was black people in this building. Mostly black people. Now we got more Haitians, you know, we got Dominicans and stuff like that. If you was able to ever get an apartment in this building, you would be lucky. The only way your black ass is living in this building unless you have a Spanish girlfriend. That is it. That's the only way you're gonna get an apartment or live in this building is if your girl or your family is Spanish. You're not getting in this building. Now, before they built this house, there used to be a big house over here. In fact, we used to call it the big house. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. That big house, there was a lot of drug activity coming out of that place, man. A lot. And my best friend, God bless his soul, man, used to live at the top of that big house. And they shut it down in like 99, you know what I'm saying? Where much of Spanish people. You had a handful of black people in here, though. You still got maybe 2 or 3 black families living in this building. But this was 2211 Brookhaven. We used to get their mail because my building is 2211 New Haven. We used to get Brookhaven's mail. Sometimes they get our mail. But yeah, man, a lot of shit used to go down in this building too. This was, you know what I mean? I don't know too much about that building. I used to have friends in there, but that was like more the Dominican, Puerto Rican building. So yeah, man, but that big house, man, I used to see a lot of stuff. I used to see, like, you could go out there back in the days and you could find a gun in the grass. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no bull crap. You find it, you put it back down. Yeah, that's it. That's how I was growing up. But yeah, man. So I'm taking a walk down 22nd Street because So up here you have Elk. You know what I'm saying? That's Elk Drive that goes all the way up there. And here's still 22nd Street. And 22nd Street could go, it's like 2 ways. Because that way is still 22nd Street and this way is still 22nd Street. Because all the addresses, even along this side, begins with 22. You know what I'm saying? Well, let me not say that. Matter of fact, it does. Except for this building over here. Now, this had a handful of black people, but mostly Spanish people. There's mostly like a bunch of like South Americans living in this building. You know, like that building back there, we had a lot of Dominicans and stuff like that, but there's a lot of South Americans and stuff like that in this building. You got some black people that used to live in here, but I don't know if there's any anymore. You know what I mean? And that's the Martinique. That's a black building right there. I don't know if they have too many Spanish people in there. I'm sure they do, but this is a black building, straight up. Most black families live in this building. Yeah. So, and this is 2204. Yeah, man. Well, this is kind of like, you know, I never took this way to walk to school, but you know, this is what it is. Yeah. So, you know, it's Rockaway's a little, I wouldn't say segregated. You know, we're integrated, you know, but there is a lot of different cultures. There's a lot of different ethnicities and very few races here. But we definitely grew up not being ignorant of certain cultures, you know what I'm saying? So, believe it or not, most people know out here know how to speak a little bit of Spanish. Not saying they fluent, but they're gonna understand a few words. You know, we all have Spanish friends. We all went to classes and went to school and all of that. You know, like I said, I'm glad it's like that because we have an understanding of one another's cultures. You might have an African friend, you know what I'm saying? You go to their crib, you know, you eating African food. You watching African movies. You doing what the Africans do for that day. But listen, I'm gonna cut this video short because my battery's about to die. And y'all make sure y'all have a safe and fun afternoon. And I'm gonna cut it off. Peace out, y'all.